In 2015, a restaurant in Mason, Ohio first opened its doors and took the Cincinnati area by storm. It was a new concept introduced by a couple of young guys ready to push the boundaries in the local restaurant world. And today, you are going to love hearing from these two men who are now award-winning restaurant owners. Let's get into the creative culinary concept of Two Cities Pizza Company. I'm Danny Barron, Realtor here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and today I am pumped to dive in with the co-founders of Two Cities Pizza Company, Zach Greves and Sean Spurlock. I'm thankful to call Zach and Sean close friends of mine, and I've been watching their journey unfold for nearly 10 years, and I find it pretty inspirational. These two dudes had a goal that they were chasing, and they created something awesome together. An additional benefit of that journey for me, they just happened to create some of my favorite food in the entire city of Cincinnati. So what's the big deal? Well, they decided to tackle both New York style and Chicago style pizza under one roof, and they crushed it. Let's get into the story with these two owners of Two Cities Pizza. Well, hey, Zach and Sean, thank you guys for being here today. Appreciate your time. Why don't you guys jump into the history of Two Cities Pizza for us? Let's talk about your friendship and where this concept even came from.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us here today. So the story for Two Cities does go back to our friendship. We've been friends since elementary school.
Wow.
Best friends, did high school sports together, worked our first high school jobs together. And I was in college in New York, and Zach has family in Chicago. And we were in Chicago eating deep dish pizza together. And we love pizza. We've always connected over pizza. How do you remember that story unfolding?
Yeah, well, I remember being right that deep dish is better than New York style.
No.
Which is exactly what the argument, of course, was about. You know, we're eating this great deep dish, and, you know, I'm raving about it. Like, man, deep dish is so much better, right, Sean? And, of course, Sean's, like, coming right off the plane from New York. No, it's not better. New York is better. This is not pizza. Leaning into, of course, you know, his time there. And so we're like, well, let's settle this thing right now. We're in Chicago. There's great deep dish. I'm sure there's great New York here. Let's look up where we can get both in one place. Nothing's popping up.
How about that?
And then we kind of lean into the entrepreneurial, you know, drive that we had. Like, hey, if no one's doing this, why not? Like, these are the two greatest styles of pizza.
Very interesting. Now, do you guys have history of pizza or restaurants or entrepreneurship? Like, even that part of it, for most people, they're not going to jump right to, we should just start this. So was this already a baseline idea? Did you want to do business together? How did that all come together?
We absolutely wanted to do business together, and we always were brainstorming different business ideas, different opportunities.
Cool.
And we both come from very entrepreneurial families, but we had the idea for Two Cities in college, and we didn't just go do it right away. It took years of graduating, creating a business plan, getting backing, and working in restaurants before actually starting Two Cities. So there was a period of time where it was just an idea, and we didn't know if it would ever see the light of day. And then we were able to open in Mason in 2015.
Hey, so you mentioned Mason. That was where your first store launched. So being in that Mason community, how have you guys been able to form relationships there? Or have you seen community impact? What does that look like locally?
Yeah, well, first of all, Mason was our first location, right? When we went in there, it was hand in glove what we were trying to accomplish. Starting with the building, we didn't really know. We were Cincinnati guys, but not from Mason originally. And so when we saw the building available, like, man, this is a great concept thing for us. We're two cities, we're this very city theme, and the building is old City Hall.
Yes,
so
it is.
That's what got us in the door with Mason. But really what kept us there and kept coming back and like, yeah, let's make this deal happen and do our first store here was the community of Mason. So anybody that's listening that knows about Mason, they know how special it is. From the people that we employ who are from Mason, the neighborhood's right around, like excellent employees, best we've ever had. Love them. They become family. The customers, which are more like guests, which become friends, which becomes like family sometimes. Just a different vibe, a really incredible community. And for us, you know, we had one particular family, I want to give them a shout out, the Gibsons. Shine Like Sable is a phenomenal organization, nonprofit that they run. Great story. Everybody should look them up. But they started out as customers, became great friends of ours. They're there all the time. They're community leaders, just great, solid people. And we've been able to, thankfully, you know, be able to be a support to them.
Cool.
Which when we started, that was the goal, right? Not just to serve pizza, but to be a part of the community. So that give back aspect is really important to us.
Hey, really quickly, if you're enjoying today's video, make sure to hit that like button below and subscribe to our channel for more Cincinnati content just like this. We're bringing you new videos weekly here on the channel, and we love interacting with you in the comments below. Now, let's get back to the owners of Two Cities Pizza. So the dynamic and like the actual interior of that restaurant is something that I personally love. Can you guys speak to kind of the theme in there, even down to the bathrooms being totally decked out?
Yeah.
What was behind that? Or one of you guys a marketing mastermind? What's that about?
Funny enough, a lot of the ideas that came to life in the Mason store we had at the table when we came up with the idea for Two Cities.
How about that?
The New York City subway bathroom, the yellow golden taxi, the Wrigley wall, all these fun, creative things that actually complement the building we were able to find has been amazing. And so to me, my favorite thing about that building is how well the New York City subway bathroom was able to go in.
For sure.
Which is so funny because people will be like, Two Cities is amazing. I love your bathroom. That's weird. What are you talking about? But we did win Cintas's best bathroom in America
there
in
we
2021.
Go. There we go.
Which, of course, is what every entrepreneur starts
That's
out like.
The dream.
Hey, restaurateur, let's win best bathrooms in America. Food, it's all about the bathrooms, right?
If you take care of the little things,
Yes.
the big things take care of themselves.
There you go.
And if you have a clean bathroom, you have a clean restaurant, and that's a thing we really do pride ourselves on.
Awesome. So as much as we can joke about the restrooms being the best and truly the just location and actual aesthetics inside being incredible, food is what restaurants are all about. So can you guys tell us, I think the general public consensus, and my consensus for sure, is that your food's incredible. So where does that come from, and why is the food so good?
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, the thing with any restaurant when you're building out a menu is where are you sourcing everything from? What corners are you willing to cut? And for us, that's not. Like, we're not willing to cut corners. In fact, every time that we revisit a menu update, it's always how can we improve everything? What can we add that's more unique, more authentic? But one thing I really love about what we do is we don't compromise on where we get key core ingredients. One example is just our Chicago style deep dish. The things that we use that make a Chicago style deep dish, the meats, the cheeses, that's all coming from Chicago, from places that deep dish places are using up there. It's not something that we're willing to cut a corner on. That's one thing for me. What about you?
I think for me, it's a lot of places do take things out of bags that their distributors give them. I mean, that's prolific. It's crazy. We don't do that. It takes more time and more money to make something in-house. But we make our dressings in-house. We make our croutons in-house. We make our mac and cheese fritters in-house. If you've had the goat cheese fritter, both pizza styles are very different doughs, and we make them in-house, and we treat them differently. They take different times to be ready, but the art of pizza is something we've studied and that we've been able to improve over the years. So even just in the last couple months, we've tweaked our deep dish sauce recipe, and it's better than it's ever been. Cool. So that's just important to keep working on the craft.
I love it. And a shameless plug right here. If you have not tried their homemade ranch, it has to happen. Has to happen. Well, and the deep dish specifically, there's something different about yours that I have only tasted personally in different restaurants, that style of pizza in Chicago being that good. And it's really cool to have that in our own backyard here in Cincinnati. I think that's part of the love for your restaurant for so many people. Mason was the start. You have obviously now expanded. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, we have 3 locations now, which kind of took us by surprise because we're very much in the grow when there's an opportunity. And so the Pickle Lodge just opened this year, which has been an amazing thing.
Tell people about the Pickle Lodge, just a brief overview.
Yeah, so we have this awesome partnership with Cincinnati's largest indoor pickleball facility. They've got
18 courts?
17 courts inside and 6 courts outside.
Amazing.
Yeah, pickleball, you ever heard of pickleball?
Yeah, pickleball is hot right now, especially around these parts. So that facility opening up was a huge deal. And seeing your name on the sign was a huge deal. So keep going on that.
It's been, the owners are incredible. The staff are amazing. They have a ton of members. They do have open play opportunities, and then grabbing a slice and a beer afterwards. It's been a very cool, unique opportunity. So if you live in Westchester, you live in Mason, you're tired of the Mason store carryout times, go to the Westchester store. It is more of a carryout window and like a food court type vibe. But man, it is packed too, which has been awesome.
And I'll plug, you guys are doing delivery out of the Westchester store right now. Is that right?
Yeah, that's big. That's new for us. So in Cincinnati, this is the first time we've done delivery. And not because we haven't wanted to for a long time. There's certain constraints at the Mason location that we're not able to within the kitchen. So when the opportunity presented itself to partner with a cool, new, fun brand like the Pickle Lodge, service their guests as far as the food on site, but also have delivery in the Westchester Mason area.
Yeah.
Like, no brainer for us.
So in the journey just of Two Cities here, what are some things that you guys are really proud of, or maybe some highlights along the way?
I think there's a two-part answer to that. The thing we're most proud of is the community we've been able to create there, where Two Cities Mason really is this like meeting point in the community.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing team that we love, who loves Two Cities.
Yeah.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
And we have this unbelievable community of regulars that are just diehard Two Cities fanatics.
There's a passion for the brand that I don't know that I've ever seen with a restaurant before, outside of maybe like a Grater's for ice cream or some of the local Skyline people are just all about. And you guys have put that Cincinnati stamp on Two Cities, even though you're expanding beyond that now. It's just locally, to your point, as someone that lives in the area, I know people that will drive 1 to 2 hours from out, almost a destination to get to Two Cities. So I'm right there with you. That's a super cool thing you have going on.
And it's kept us humble, actually, where we're like, what have we done to deserve this? And we've put everything we have into the product quality and into the design and the hospitality. But even still, when people drive an hour and then they wait an hour, I wouldn't do that. Right? So we have this respect for our guests. I would say that's the more general answer.
Sure.
The specific thing is, for several years, we have different years where we've won best pizza in Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
And as a Cincinnati boy growing up with, all these different pizza places, I won't list all of them.
Yeah.
But that was just such a huge, I guess, thank you from Mason and from our guests.
Absolutely.
And a recognition that felt really cool.
And there's some really good pies around here. So for you guys to take that award multiple times is really cool.
No, Cincinnati has a great pizza scene, for sure. There's a lot of other places that have larger cities, more restaurants generally. But from what we've experienced, and we try pizza in every city we go to, it's in our DNA. Cincinnati's on top with pizza for sure.
I love it. Anything we can look forward to with the Two Cities brand moving forward here? We'll wrap up with this. Is there anything exciting or things coming down the pipeline with Two Cities?
Well, we definitely want to continue to grow. We would love to do more locations. We don't have anything specific in mind. So, as the realtor extraordinaire, where do you think our next store should be? And maybe kick it to your fans.
I think that's the answer, is we need you guys to be able to tell us where we should have the next Two Cities locations here locally in Cincinnati. So throw that in the comments. I think that is a perfect way to wrap this up. Zach and Sean, boys, thank you for your time. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Hey, thank you to Zach and Sean for their time and rocking with us here today on the channel. As you can tell, these guys are incredibly passionate about what they do, and they've created something awesome at Two Cities Pizza Company. Whether it's the food or the aesthetics, let us know what you have enjoyed about Two Cities, and if you've never been, make a note to go check it out. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.